Welcome to Court TV. I'm Ryan Hardy, your Crestview Community TV legal analyst, and today you're watching a miscellaneous criminal felony docket day. Now, on this miscellaneous day, it's going to be split into several parts, and this is a new change for 2023. In the mornings, we're going to have smaller violations of probations, maybe some smaller hearings, things like bond hearings where maybe somebody's stuck in jail. Otherwise, you're going to see people who violated their probation, most of which are going to be in jail because violations of probation are not granted a bond automatically. So you're going to see those kind of hearings where bond hearings or people who are admitting or denying that they violated their probation. Now that's the morning segment. In the afternoon, and this is the new change, for 2023 we have felony plea day. Now this is, some places call it arraignment. This is going to be the first time that people have gone into court. Now these are going to be people who have not hired a private lawyer at this point. If they've hired private counsel, they're going to waive this arraignment date. However, people who have not hired a private lawyer are going to be there. They're going to be told what they've been charged with, and they're going to get the opportunity to let the judge know if they want to hire private counsel or apply for a public defender. Now, immediately following felony plea day is going to start the afternoon portion of the miscellaneous docket. Those are going to be your longer hearings and sentencings. Hearings like a suppression hearing where someone's trying to prove that maybe the police didn't do something right. These are going to be those hearings where you have witnesses, probably multiple witnesses. And then on the sentencings, you're going to have people who are asking the judge, give me a lighter sentence. The state's offered this. I'm trying to get something different. I don't want the state's offer. I don't want to go to trial. I know I've got a plea, but please give me what I'm asking for. And they're going to bring in those witnesses, like they'll bring the preacher, they'll bring their family members, the coach, someone just come in and say good things about them and maybe some mitigating things about them to justify giving them a lower sentence. So those are going to be mostly what happened in the afternoon. There'll be less of those, obviously, because they take longer, where the morning docket might have 50 people on it. The felony plea docket might have 50 people, and the felony plea docket goes rather quickly.
Hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Mr. Roberts, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it?
I did.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
I did.
Did he answer all of your questions?
He did.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
I did.
Mr. Roberts, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty. You're sentenced to 24 months probation. That's on count 1. It's time served on count 2. As a condition of that supervision, you'll need to enter and successfully complete Haven House. You'll need to report within 48 hours of right now. It's a residential treatment. You need to pay the $2,000 fine, attend and successfully complete the multi-offender DUI school, submit to a substance abuse evaluation. That will be fulfilled if you fulfill the Haven House one-year program. If you fail to do that, then you'll need to submit to a substance abuse evaluation and follow any treatment that's recommended by that. Your vehicle's impounded for 90 days. Permanent driver's license suspension. You'll need to perform 50 hours of community service work. However, you may buy that out. You'll need to submit to random urinalysis and random breath tests. Did I miss anything from Mr. Roberts?
I believe you got it all, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts, good luck to you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh, and Your Honor, I apologize. I just remembered there was a order commanding arrest. We would ask that that be withdrawn as the case is now disposed of.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay. So you're right over there for fingerprints.
You got it.
Speak with them, okay?
Okay, you got it.
I have Shannon Midley.
Okay, it's got me blocked out. Let's see if I can figure out what's going on.
Judge Brown.
Hold on one second. I'm trying to figure out if I can get Zoom. There we go.
Okay.
Good. Mr. Newling, you ready?
Judge,
Yes, sir.
we're close. My client informed me that originally she was charged with, she's here for a violation of probation, early plea on a violation of probation. And she was originally charged with grand theft of a firearm and dealing stolen property. It was her recollection that that second count, the dealing stolen property, had been dismissed when she originally entered the plea.
Madam Clerk. Count 2 of 22 CF 2276.
Count 2, stolen dealing property was no process.
Very good. So I'll just take
Yeah, just take that off the,
the plea agreement
and the,
Good job, Ms. Middling.
and the score sheet.
No, don't apologize, you got it right.
So we'll just reduce it by 5.4. May I approach, Judge?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Ms. Middling, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Ms. Middling, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Middling, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty. Your prior supervision is revoked and terminated. So is there any cost of prosecution or just that?
there would be like a $100 cost prosecution, I think, on a VFD.
Right. So $100 cost of prosecution. Mr. Newland, how long will Ms. Middling need to pay any outstanding financials?
90 days. You can have 90 days, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. So, Ms. Middling, if within 90 days you don't pay all the outstanding financials, then they'll go to a civil lien or judgment, okay? Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Are you sure there's still outstanding those who appears, or is the state taking action on?
The state would take no action on any FTAs, Your Honor.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Good
Thanks,
to see
Mr.
you.
Newland.
Have a good day.
You too. Mr. Noakes, are you ready?
I am, Your Honor. I've got Jamie Glenn McMahan,
Yes, sir.
24 CF 1380. You've got it set for a bond hearing, motion to modify bond.
Yes, sir.
Mr. McMahan, I need to let him know that the state's offered to allow him to enter a plea as charged today and receive credit for time served, and then the court costs would be assessed, and I'm sure the court would give him some time to pay those. But the state made that offer late yesterday.
Okay, so, Mr. McMahon, first off to the state, what would the adjudication be?
Adjudication, he's already been prior adjudicated, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. McMahon, state's offering that if you admit the violation of probation, this is a VOP or a new case?
No, it's a new law violation.
New law case, Your Honor.
Okay, so, Mr. McMahon, if you admit the crimes or saying that you don't contest those, then you'd be adjudicated guilty of those felonies. You'd be sentenced to credit for time served, so you'd get out of jail today. You'd have to pay the court cost, $150 public assistance fee, that's the attorney's fees, and I'd ask you how long you'd need to pay those.
Maybe 3 months.
Okay, and you'd be waiving your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you wish to accept the state's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down.
All right, thank
So,
you.
Mr. McMahon, do you understand everything that I stated today on the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have any questions for me or Mr. Noakes or the state?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. McMahon, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty. You're sentenced to credit for time served. You'll need to pay the court cost, $150 public defender's fee. If you fail to pay those within 6 months from today, then they'll go to a civil lien or judgment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Judge, and this was a downward departure for the purposes of a legitimate, uncoerced plea bargain.
Okay, good.
I'll bring a support sheet up real quick.
Thank you.
That's all I've got, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mr. Nopes. You too. Have a good weekend.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Is Valerie Norris present? 23 CF 1474.
Your Honor, I apologize. My name is Wes Bell. I'm from the Valerie. She had run to the restroom real quick.
Okay, good.
So,
Well,
can we wait just a couple of minutes?
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I don't see any other pro se's to the PD. Mr. McKinney?
Yes, Judge. Judge, may I stand in for Mr. Scott Kleins and call Jonathan Lynn?
Okay,
Mr. Lynn is present and approaching in 23 CF 1065. This is a violation of probation. And he previously entered a denial. He's working on completing community service hours, which is one of the conditions on his supervision. I'm going to request a continuance until the 9/12 date without subpoenas.
okay. Mr. Lynn, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes.
I'll see you on September 12th at 9 o'clock, okay?
Have a great day, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
And Judge, I would like to address Stephen Mosley, which
Yes,
is
sir.
on the docket under Mr. Kleins in 23 CF 1497. It's on the docket as a status, and I would simply like to remove it from the docket and leave it placed on the trial docket, which is the September 9th pretrial, not necessarily for trial, but to resolve the matter.
Okay, when I was doing my homework, I saw that back on May 10th, there was a demand for speedy trial by Mr. Kleins.
Is this with Mr. Mosley?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, this, I think it's best to keep it for 9/9 just because it'll track on the trial. This is gonna be a pay and dismiss situation. It's just that we're trying to facilitate the paying without a court order, because it's not like he can just go down to the clerk, pay it, and then go about his day, or we can dismiss it. So we're trying to facilitate him getting the money to the victim without any contact, obviously, with the victim. And then, once that happens, I anticipate that we're gonna file a dismissal before that 9/9 date, so it should be off the docket. However, I think it's safe to backstop it, so that way, if for whatever reason that doesn't happen, then we can just go to trial next cycle.
Understand. My concern was, as I looked at the minutes, it didn't say who was asking for the motions for continuance. So I didn't know if the defense was, and therefore they waived the speedy trial. But when I see that, certainly gets my attention.
Yes, sir, and I believe that's why it was just set as a status today. So I believe we could simply remove it from the docket and leave it on 9/9.
Okay, so are you waiving speedy trial?
May I have a moment, Judge?
Certainly.
I think when we continued it in July, I think it was with the understanding that it was waived, because it's a pay and dismiss type of situation.
Judge, in hearing that discussion from the state, yes, I would.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'll see Mr. Mosley on September 9th.
Yes, sir. And I'll defer to Mr. Cobb, and yes, Mr. Presley on Zoom.
Okay, Mr. Koch?
Judge, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I got Mr. James Presley on Zoom.
Your Honor, at this time, the state is
Yes.
going to be announcing a dismissal of 23 CF 2668.
Okay, Mr. Presley, your case is dismissed, okay?
Okay, can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can
Hello?
even see and hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Yes, dismissed, right?
Correct. Your case is dismissed, Mr.
Okay.
Presley.
All right, thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Koch.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Judge, Your Honor. All right.
All right,
Yes, sir.
that's a good way to start, Judge.
It is.
The next case, she's present in court, Miss Erica Ratliff.
Yes, sir.
President approaching.
Hello, Ms. Ratliff. Good morning.
This would be a change of plea. I just have a. Erica, you just sign right there. Your Honor, this will be a change of plea, and I'll announce the terms. In case number 24 CF 421, count 1, this will be a lesser included offense of possession of drug paraphernalia, Your Honor. And count 2 as charged, possession of drug paraphernalia. So both misdemeanors be adjudication of guilt, court costs, there's $150 in the defense costs, and credit for time served. And I will approach with the plea form after.
Ms. Ratliff, if you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Ms. Ratliff, did you read the plea agreement?
I did.
Do you understand it?
I did.
Did you sign it?
I did.
Please. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Ms. Ratliff, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty of the 2 misdemeanors. You'll need to pay the court cost, $150 public defender's fee, and you're sentenced to credit for time served. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Ratliff, how long do you want to pay the court costs and the public defender's fee?
If I could have it till next month,
How about 6 months?
6 months would be great.
You got it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
So just all have present in the courtroom.
Okay, who has,
I do.
okay?
That's going to be with Mr. Kleins on the 1:30 docket. Debrina Lee. Ms. Lee, can you please unmute?
Hello?
Hello, Ms. Lee.
Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
She is set on the
Yes, sir.
arraignment docket at 1:30, Judge. We would acknowledge the receipt of a 2-count information, waive its formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty. And I believe that this is already scheduled on the September 9th court date for a pretrial, and I'd like to leave it set on that date.
Okay. Ms. Lee, I'll see you on September 9th at 9 o'clock, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Certainly
Thank you.
contact Mr. Kleins ahead of September 9th so that you can discuss this case with you further.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
She's back.
Good, thank you. Ms. Norris, if you'll come up to the lectern, 23 CF 1474. Ms. Norris, do you wish for me to appoint the public defender if you qualify financially?
Yes, sir. I was supposed to have Scott Kleins, but I don't see him here.
Mr. McKinney is covering for him. but-
Okay, well, yeah, we just haven't had a chance to speak about anything.
Okay, Madam Clerk, is the PD representing Ms. Norris? It doesn't show that on the docket, that's why I'm
Okay.
asking.
No, she had him when she fled back in November, but since then he's been removed.
Okay,
She would have to reapply.
okay. Ms. Norris, how much money do you make per month?
About probably 1,400 now.
Okay, I do appoint the public defender to represent you. Before you leave, if you'll fill that out and then turn that into the bailiff,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Just to make sure this is Valerie Norris.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to provide Mr. Klein's contact information at this time, and we would enter a denial to the violation of probation and ask for the 9/12 date. Do fill
Okay.
out all
To
that
to the state, do you have an offer for Ms. Norris? That's Mr. Gomez's?
It's Mr. Gomez's case.
Good.
I don't know that, let me see if I have anything on this.
Okay. Norris, number 4 on the docket.
It's maintain or withhold of adjudication and add 50 hours of community service work. So modify the probation and add 50 hours of community service work.
Judge, may I have a moment?
Certainly.
In fact, may we pass this for about 10 minutes?
Sure.
So that I can talk to her in the hallway?
Good. Ms. Norris, I'll see you a little later this morning, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Koch, who do you want to take next?
We'll do a Laura Simpson.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, may I have just a brief moment?
Certainly.
Good morning, Miss. Thank you. Judge, thank you. This is Ms. Simpson in 21 CF 3033. I was just discussing with Ms. Simpson that we are working on a time-served offer. The state just needs a little more time. Judge, what is the next available court date before the September 9th date?
Do you want to, if you want to enter a plea, then you can do it at 12:30 on Thursday.
This coming Thursday?
Correct. Right. I mean, unless you want to do it today at 12:30.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so Ms. Simpson, I'll see you. If the state offers you something that you want to accept, then Mr. Koch can set it for 12:30 a week from today. Otherwise, let's set it for September 12th at 9 o'clock.
Excellent. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so hopefully I'll see you next week, but it's only if you want to do what the state offers you, okay? Thank you, ma'am.
Simpson.
Next is Victor Robinson.
Good morning, Mr. Robinson. Your Honor, we're here on two cases, 23 CF 361, 23 CF 702, both violations of probations. Same situation, Your Honor. If we can get this set for that September 12th, but talking with Mr. Snell, it looks like we can resolve this. I will have my client set for the next Thursday date.
Okay, so Mr. Robinson, what that means is I'll see you no later than September 12th, but if the state offers you something that you want to accept before a week from today, then Mr. Koch can set it at 12:30 on that Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Thank you, sir.
Mr. Robinson. Yes, sir.
The rest I have are Jason McKinney's, and he's outside.
Okay, anybody else in the gallery that you have or that Mr. Klein's does?
They're all here for people.
Okay. If you don't mind stepping out and getting Mr. McKinney, tell him we're ready for him. Thank you. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, sir.
I've been busy.
Yeah, good, that's good.
In the other courtroom.
Yes, sir. Good.
Good to see you, though.
Good to see you, sir. Thanks for being here.
I appreciate you allowing me to be here.
Absolutely.
Judge, while we have some time, just to update you, the case that I was emailing you about with Mr. McAvicius, that will be a plea at 2:30.
Okay,
So. just
Good,
wanna let
thank
know. That way you weren't, I know you probably already did your homework, but.
I have.
Yeah.
Judge, may we reapproach?
yes, sir.
Jason McKinney back with Valerie Norris in 23 CF 1474. Mr. Gomez, I was just appointed to Mr. Klein's in this case.
Okay.
But I believe that the offer is to reinstate, keep the withhold of adjudication.
And add, just 50 hours or 50 hours of community service
Add
work?
50 hours of community service work.
Yes, and that would maintain the withhold.
In discussing that with Ms. Norris, I believe that she wishes to accept the state's offer, which at this point, I would ask the court for the PD to withdraw because she doesn't necessarily need an attorney to help her with that.
Ms. Norris, do you agree to not having an attorney?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Yes, sir, your motion to withdraw is granted. Ms. Norris, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. So, Ms. Norris, with a withhold of adjudication, I don't see a downside there. The only downside would be 100, would be 100, I have 100 in my mind. There's a $100 cost of prosecution, and you'd have to perform an additional 50 hours of community service work. And you'd be waiving your right to an evidentiary hearing, basically a judge trial where the state would have to prove the violation of probation against you. Do you wish to accept that plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Norris, I do accept your plea. Adjudication is withheld. You'll need to pay the $100 cost of prosecution, perform an additional 50 hours of community service work. Your original probation is reinstated with the original terms and conditions.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate
Yes,
it.
ma'am. I liked your mouthpiece, by the way, Ms. Norris. When I called your name the first time, he jumped up and said, "Wait a minute." So it was great. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. McKinney? Ward?
Timothy Freimeyer.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Mr. Freimeyer. Mr. Freimeyer is present for a violation of probation today. I'd like to recall him at 1:30. We are actively trying to get this resolved today, and I believe that we're close to doing that.
Okay. Mr. Freimeyer, I'll see you at 1:30.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Glenn Smith.
Judge, I would ask that we pass Mr. Smith momentarily. I need to hand back a document for Mr. Smith.
Okay.
Alberto Torres Castillo.
Judge, this is Mr. Alberto Torres Castillo before the court in 3 case numbers. Each of these are felony violations of probation. We have actively been working on this case and trying to establish the score sheet. I believe that Mr. Torres Castillo is going to score based on our review. We were hoping to have that done by today. We haven't been able to do so, so I'm going to request a continuance until the September 12th date, which is the next available miscellaneous date. But if we reach a resolution prior to that date, then I'm certainly going to be reaching out to Your Honor to advance this case.
Okay. So, Mr. Torres Castillo, I'll see you no later than September 12th, but between now and then, if you want to enter a plea, if the state offers you something that you want to accept, Mr. McKinney can set it for any Thursday at 12:30, okay? So I may see you next week if you want to accept something that the state offers you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, I have Brenda Watson in the courtroom.
Ms. Watson?
Leave all that stuff there.
Leave all the stuff there.
Okay. You don't need any of that. You're good. Judge, Ms. Watson is present in 23 CF 2824, and as you can likely tell, Ms. Watson wants to show me some documents. I'm going to ask for a continuance until September 12th. not to set this case for an evidentiary hearing, but if the case passes past September 12th, then we would be setting this for an evidentiary hearing. It's based on a positive urinalysis. So I know that I want to review the documents that Ms. Watson has for me. I know that she's actively trying to get her medical card. That may have some impact in discussions with the state, but the offer from the state is to reinstate her supervision. So I'm going to ask for one last continuance until September 12th prior
Okay.
to setting this.
Have concerns that the 12th may be loaded up because it's the first date that's coming up. Do you want to do it on the 19th?
That's fine, Judge. And-
That'll give Ms. Watson a little more time.
Yes, Judge, and as soon as I get those documents from Ms. Watson and can provide them to the state, then I anticipate that we'll have a resolution in this case.
Okay. So, Ms. Watson, I'll see you back here on September 19th at 9 o'clock. Stay in touch with Mr. McKinney, okay?
Thank you, sir, I will.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a great day.
You too.
Judge, I also have a Teresa Williams, who's also on the 1:30 docket. I would ask, I don't see him in the courtroom. I would ask that we just recall that at 1:30.
Okay.
Because I know that he's scheduled on that docket as well.
Good. Yes, sir. Anything else? on this document?
We'll have Sydney Ryder and Mr. Koch. That's all.
Yes. Number 9, Mr. Koch.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, Ms. Ryder is not here this morning.
Okay. What is the state seeking?
This case was moved up for an early plea.
Correct.
What was her original date? Was it 9/9?
Yes.
Yes.
So I would think, since the defense is the one that asked for it, they would just waive it and say that we don't want the hearing. So I'm not issuing anything for Ms. Ryder. I'll see her on September 9th. Okay? Good. I think that's very astute. Thank you, sir. Okay, anything else for 9 o'clock?
Just the ones Mr. McKinney passed, so I don't know if he's going to bring, Lynn Smith back. Yeah.
Okay. You got it. We're in a recess for 15 minutes and we'll finish up the morning. Thank you.